wanted to have a few words with you.
We would like to know two things. What were you doing here, what you acquired here, and why we have seen you at a friend of ours.
Just a little transaction.
These three things.
I work for an important apothecary, and sometimes she has She's now looking at her pouch. Where did it go?
Oh, you must have dropped it inside.
That's terribly...
Let me back there, it's a lot of money, she says.
Oh, is it? For what? A lot of money for...
None of your business.
It's our business.
What were you selling here, might we ask?
She looks at the fairy and tries to think for a moment.
No thinking, we want answering.
She probably saw Pixel while darting around in the...
Pixel's really...
Was she hiding inside Zephyros' master's house? Okay, yeah. She looks at the fairy. She doesn't know what the fuck this means.
She might have seen it inside of Zephyros' house.
Right.
But this would be the first time she's seen her since. Like, it'd be hard for her to know that she was being tailed by the fairy.
Got it.
We have some friends who have some questions for you, actually.
I was just dropping off some components.
Yes, about where you got those components, though.
Pixel says in Sylvan, she did something to the old elephant man.
Tell me, what sort of components from a legendary tusker are for sale in these parts these days?
she kind of goes...
I don't know, Henry. It would seem it would take a pretty sneaky person.
Manny squeezes her arm a little bit.
They wanted a sample.
Sample of what, child?
Just some of his hair, some of his blood.
For?
I don't know, she says. Girl's gotta make money somehow.
You're an apothecary, right? Was that not enough? Greed is dangerous.
I'm an apprentice apothecary, and old Agnew doesn't pay very well.
Well, greedy. That'll get you into trouble.
Yes, it will.
Seems it has.
I've delivered them dozens of samples.
Oh.
Well, look at you.
From who, might we ask?
What do you mean, from whom?
What sort of samples are they having you collect from your patients, is it? Is that where you're getting these samples?
Well, this time, yes, but other times... Sometimes they're hard to get, she says.
No?
Yes, thieving bodily fluids and particles is quite the task, isn't it?
Well, it's actually a little harder than you think.
No.
Are there specifics you must
I think as we're interrogating her, we're maybe gonna walk down.
Okay, yeah, you're kind of
so
dragging her
not...
along. Maybe just has her by the arm,
Yeah.
sort of dragging her along. She's like, I can walk.
You'll be dragging.
No, she does not like it, but she's reluctantly coming now that you're kind of not letting her go, I guess. She does have a knife at her belt, as well as another pouch. You notice that her hand instinctually went down to the pouch and not the knife.
Easy.
What's in that pouch, miss?
It's something they give me sometimes.
Something defensive?
You're gonna steal my job, aren't you? She says.
Steal your job? Why, no. We just want to know.
How did you know about the fat?
Well, miss, I am an accomplished scholar. I know a great many things.
She gives you a look like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? You want to see it? Fine. She pulls out this small case and just thrusts it towards you.
Ah. Is it filled with syringes?
You open it up, and there is a weird, elaborate-looking syringe.
Yes, strange.
They give me these pokers. It doesn't do any harm. I've done it to myself once just to see.
I will need to borrow this for a day or so.
How am I?
You can come collect it.
We know where to find you, let's put it that way.
Yes, I believe we know where you work.
And who the hell are all of you, and how do you know about the fat?
That's really none of your business at this point.
I think we're the ones asking the questions.
We don't answer.
Pixel gives her a neener. Hey, she waves at the Pixel who's darting into her hair. Let me go. Manny just looks at you like, really? We're gonna...
Don't ask. You know what they do with this.
You stole her money and got the answers. Like,
Yeah, I'll switch to Yond and say, I don't really think there's much else we can get from her. She seems to just be a hired footman sort of thing, collecting these samples. Not really sure what they're for.
I'm gonna turn to me. Not a word.
fine, I'm gonna want that back.
Yes,
You will receive
tomorrow. We'll bring it back.
Or I'll have to tell them that you stopped me. And you were nosing around where your nose doesn't belong.
Not wise, but you can do that.
I get the feeling they don't much value you. You're more of a expendable employee.
A syringe maiden, if you will.
Yes. God, couldn't have said it better myself.
She makes this face like she can't stand you guys, and then Manny just sort of lets her go, and she goes
Bye
running off.
bye now.
She throws you like two birds as she's running away.
Help her.
Why do they want to hurt the old vet?
Seem they're collecting samples from him, perhaps spell components or research? Hard to say without looking into it deeper. You should probably tell Fareosae what you've seen, what we found out. Tell her we'll be back later this eve. Well,
That was interesting.
that was interesting.
What an adventure we're having.
And I almost forgot how bad it smells here.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder.
Shall we, gentlemen?
Let's get you that stomach pouch.
Just accepting the weird so matter-of-factly. Oh, nice. All right.
Put a pouch in your trunk. It'll be a very chunky night.
You do, after a little bit, find the doorstep of Mr. Biggs.
And Dr. Zekel.
You have to ask some people in the street. Eventually, someone points to a particular door. You don't know what the symbol means. It doesn't mean like a doctor's office or whatever. You enter into this old home that's been converted into something that isn't a home any longer. There are some chairs and a crude sign that seems like it's out of place. It says waiting area.
I guess we will.
And there's a bell that's on like a rickety old table, like you're supposed to ring it.
Before going in, I'll
throw out the unseen servant,
Okay.
and once we
get
get
inside. I'll have him ring the bell.
Okay. Just once.
I think
He'll keep doing it until I tell him to stop.
stop.
Yes.
I will stop. I don't want to.
I know everything is in a hurry.
Actually, we're at quite a leisure today.
Having a great day.
All right. Stop ringing the fucking bell.
Stop it, the servant.
Dr. Zekel don't like the bell too much.
Perhaps you should.
Reminds him too much of the birds. Now, what we have here? An old man, a yondin, and a large half-giant.
Yes.
Are any of you marked for surgery?
No.
Are any of you destitute, feeling ill, terminal illness?
No, I'm feeling quite well. Luudo, Manny.
I could use a drink, but
Well, we're always in need of healthy patients. Any of you want to provide a donation?
No donations. We were inquiring about a skin graft, actually.
Doctor does do skin grafts. He does amputations, reattachments, all sorts of grafting and illicit surgeries.
Perhaps is the doctor in? I would much like to speak with him.
Oh no, doctor ain't much for speaking. He's an acre, you know. He hasn't quite mastered the common tongue.
Are there any other tongues he knows, perhaps?
I am Mr. Biggs. I am his face and customer service representative.
Yes. No disrespect, Mr. Biggs. I had a few questions, though, about the procedure, possible side effects, things that only a medical professional could answer.
Nonsense. I've been working with Dr. Zekel now for good on 10 years. I've picked up more than a thing or two about surgeries.
Okay.
I also have all the prices stuck right up in this noggin here.
Let's not be too hasty, sir.
All right, then.
So we've come into position with a particularly interesting.
Skin graft, properties of, say, a magical pouch, dimensional pocket sort of thing.
Alright.
He sniffs his like big loogie that was almost coming out of his nose.
Alright, let's have a look.
Yes. As I take it out, I'll explain. But you see, the previous owner of this.
It's all fucking rotten. This here's gotta go.
He's pointing at the flesh that you ripped it from.
Yes.
This ain't doing so well either.
Is it salvageable?
Oh, we might have to get the doctor to have a look at this. What is it?
And he's kind of digging around and playing with it. And
Oh, hey, my fingers are... yeah, secret pouch.
My question, though. The previous owner of this pouch was quite sick. I'm curious. What are the side effects for attaching one of these skin grafts?
Real skin graft. There's a chance your body might reject it. There's a chance you might get some sort of blood disease from whoever had it before, but the doctor has got some ointments and treatments that might be able to get through the disease. Main concern with this piece of garbage is that it's part rotten. How long ago have you been riding around with this in your pocket?
A few days, but the person we took it from was a bit rotten himself.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you'll be able to reattach it. Where do you want to stick it? Who's the doctor gonna stick it on?
Probably be
Me? What is the price for something like this?
Alright, just a plain old reattachment. Current form with no special treatment.
Oh, special treatment?
No special treatment for any blood disease.
Well, I would hope to treat it for blood diseases and the like. I don't want to catch anything.
And no sorts of skin rejuvenation. You know, make it stink less, not rot off.
No, we would like that as well, I think.
So you're looking for a proper graft then?
Yes, the works. I'd like this to be tip-top shape. No diseases, no sicknesses, blood problems.
You know how this works, right?
Uh,
You stick a graft on you and it becomes like your skin.
yes.
You're gonna be a proper kangaroo in no time yet.
Right.
And it will be fresh flesh, no blood diseases.
No, the doctor will be able to treat all that. You might have a period of recovery.
How long?
Depends on the disease.
Most unfortunate.
Well, what about
Price, how much are we up to?
Yeah. Price for the regraft.
yeah, all right. He starts writing some things down.
The price for any blood disease treatment.
I will. While he's doing that and writing down, I will turn and pretend to talk to Manny and Luudo.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand the wand of enhanced diplomacy out of my pocket. Cast it on myself while saying, "I'm pretending to talk to you so that I can cast the spell surreptitiously."
I like it.
All right, and then rejuvenation of the flesh, and a single check-in from the doctor. He doesn't do house calls, unfortunately. You'll have to bring him out here.
Okay.
You look like you're strong. You could probably carry him. We could provide a litter for a small fee.
Ooh.
Small fee. Well, the skin graft is for me, sir.
Yeah, a litter for you. Easy transport here to see the doctor a few days after surgery. Make sure everything's all right.
Ah, yes. Splendid.
And a small charge for a litter. All right.
Okay. And?
A nice litter for the old man. Wouldn't want you getting any slivers or any additional diseases from whatever was put in the cart beforehand.
I'm sure I can arrange my own transportation if that's
All right,
a problem.
no litter for the doctor.
What are we up to here?
Looks like we're up to $1,400. 1,000 for the grafting, 300 for the blood treatment, and 100 for the flesh rejuvenation. You'll have yourself a nice old, what was this? Some sort of magic bag? Yes, magic bag. I recognize the work.
Oh? Perhaps the doctor's worked on it before?
We prefer to keep all sorts of craft confidential.
And say that there are complications. What about removal? Making things right?
We don't do removals. Any sorts of complications would be an additional fee, unfortunately.
And he sniffs a large loogie that was starting to roll out of his nose and just sucks it right back in.
Well, he does have a good reputation.
Always the best. You want the best with this sort of material.
Yes, well, how about knock $200 off that and throw in the litter and you've got yourself a deal. 1,200 and the litter?
What do you think this is? You think I'm wearing the bonnet of some Baishipe worshipping ailer? No, doctor's got expenses. Medical procedures of arcane nature are quite expensive. You should know this, Professor.
Of course. 1,400 and the litter, and I'd like to meet this doctor beforehand.
Oh, right. Well, you'll have to do an examination. You'll just take off your clothes, put on that robe, and come on in. Now, I got to tell you, the doctor's really particular about noises.
Oh?
Doesn't like the bell, that's why I keep it out here. He doesn't like loud voices, don't play any musical instruments. It just drives his bird brain crazy.
Right, keep
Don't worry.
it down, fellas.
We'll give you something for the pain. Something so you ain't screaming.
Ooh.
Can I have a little?
I'll charge you for it. I like this one.
Lads, mind keeping an eye on me, make sure I get home safely.
Oh yes, me and Manny will be sober as a bird
Okay.
while you...
So, Henry, you,
This'll take about a day, boys. You can stay here if you want. There's a nice comfy seat. There's old world meats just down the way. They sell some beer right outside. I wouldn't mind me a blubber steak.
Blubber steak for a shot of your pain medicine sounds like a fair
Yeah, it can be rather boring waiting for the doctor to work. He's quite a wizard at it, but I've seen it too many times. Of course, I have to keep watch if all of you're gonna stay.
Would you like to see the procedure?
Yeah, not for your safety, I think I...
All right, you need to get dressed out of your dirty clothes. Put on that robe over there,
Splendid.
and in that trunk you'll find a beak hat.
Like a real beak hat, like...
Yeah, like the old doctors used to wear.
Yeah.
You know, during times of plague.
Yeah, is it stuffed?
With smelly stuff?
It can be. That's where we're going to put the stuff that gets us real fucked up.
Oh! Give him a high five as I jump up to reach him.
I don't like touching either. Apparently it's bad for health.
Oh.
Doctor, we've got a new patient for you. He's got a nasty piece of flesh. You might recognize it from before. It's a bit rotten. He's going to need to graft it. He wants to be a marsupial. Oh yeah, he is willing to pay. He also wants to make sure that any of the nasty blood diseases Oh yeah. Oh, he's an old fucker, but he looks rather healthy. It's all symmetrical, so it means it's probably good, right? Yeah, all right, don't get testy. Yeah, the doctor will see you. He'll do the procedure. He's ready to do it now. He just loves doing surgeries.
Oh, passionate about his work.
Sounds like a...
Guy or bird.
Oh, if you're gonna go back there and observe, you gotta put on the bird mask.
There's a bunch of like weird goggled beaked masks. I don't know if you've ever seen like an old school like 18th century or plague mask or whatever 17th century plague mask. Manny's like, I don't want to watch.
Okay, we'll just wait out here.
Go ahead. I'll just wait out here.
One. It also masks the sound of your voice a bit. It kind of doesn't grate on the doctors there. I think that it's actually he likes to be surrounded by his kind.
That's what I was thinking.
Not too many acres around here. They're all flying around. You know, where it don't stink like shite.
Doctor, you get all, or Professor, you get all undressed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He brings in the horrible piece of flesh. The doctor doesn't seem to like it too much. He rubs it with something. He casts a spell. They lay you down on kind of, it's less of a slab and more of like a locking dentist chair. They sort of strap you into that. Mr. Biggs actually assists in a bit. He kind of scrubs his hands and washes your belly, and then they go about making arcane marks on your belly where they're going to perform the surgery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, the weaver.
Ooh.
Yeah, you go and make your mark right here. Doctor says at your age, you can't guarantee the surgery.
Yeah, well, I've always been a man for danger.
Alright, just make your mark right here.
Yes, here we go.
It's a place where you either put your fingerprint, a drop of your blood, or in your case as a wizard, a arcane mark would do.
I don't have that cantrip prepared though.
Okay.
I can't.
You could just draw your arcane mark if you wanted.
I'll do
Okay.
that.
Alright, that'll do.
The Birdman doesn't seem to speak common. He understands common, but you can't understand his weird language back. That might be the Aka language. He does do something to the flesh. He casts a spell. He cleans the area. He makes a big mark on your belly. They feed you. They put a mask on top of you and light something into the beak. You end up having some sort of like trippy, out of body experience. And actually are kind of looking down upon yourself as if you're reading your own body while you're having surgery.
Ooh.
And you can see that the doctor is now stitching over and over in magic the place where the pouch will go. And he actually unravels your navel and attaches kind of like the open navel to like a little nib at the bottom of the pouch, and then begins to sew the pouch back in using these weird implements that keep on going into the pouch. You're like, that's too much, but because it's a extra dimensional space, it looks like he might be twisting off the ties inside the bag with this extra dimensional tool. You kind of think outside of yourself and maybe an afterthought later that maybe he was the one that originally put this on Gaedran.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking that with the way they talked about it.
Mr. Biggs and Luudo end up lighting just a small like rock of some substance at the end of the beak.
Whoa.
And give me a fort save.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna want to fail this one.
Yeah.
The DC is 12.
Blast off.
And I'm gonna be as a kite.
17.
Okay. Yeah, Luudo's high, but he does not contract an addiction to this particular
The
substance.
perfect amount of high.
Yeah!
Wanna ride that line, baby.
Mr. Biggs apparently had a much larger rock, and both of you just end up there.
Tickle fight.
Oh, I don't want to be touched. Your doctor don't like it when you make too much noise.
While you were tickling and high Mr. Biggs, you do realize that he's part like mutant, and he's got like very, very aggressive surgical scars around a lot of his body. It's like maybe a lot of surgery was done to make his body like pull or like symmetrical, like his arms being the same length and his leg working properly, but it's left really weird scar tissue and like weird musculature around it. You get the sense that he genuinely is very protective about the doctor, but apparently a high charisma halfling wanting to get high with him while he watches something that he now finds completely boring is a way to spend some time. Manny actually just goes and sits out on the steps outside, not caring about about having strange substances from weird people. And he just sort of keeps watch from out there. The professor, give me a fortitude save to see how well the surgery goes.
Here we go. Old man constitution.
You can have a +4 because basically he's applying medicine while doing the surgery.
18.
Oh, nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah, you guys.
Good job, old man.
You guys spend the day basically a couple of hours in surgery, and then the doctor is pretty high and comes to about 3 hours later. By this point in time, Luudo and Mr. Biggs are just sort of like sitting in the waiting area,
Napping together.
Henry comes out with his pouch. The bird disappears into a back room, and eventually, Henry, you come to, and eventually after that, the bird comes out and lets you go.
Well,
You're feeling a little woozy.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, how did it go?
All right, the doctor said that you shouldn't use the pouch for at least 48 hours.
Okay.
You can remove the bandage after that point and apply this ointment. He also suggests that you get some sort of lotion to always keep the flap lubricated. It'll take a couple of weeks before the opening will just kind of stay opening. If you don't do this on a daily basis, you run the danger of the flap just kind of closing. And I'm not too sure what a bag of holding will do if its mouth is shut.
Alright. Ointments, creams, apply vigorously to the belly.
Come back in about 5 days for a checkup.
Will do. Thank you, Mr. Big.
He hands Luudo like a confectionery on a stick, effectively like a sucker soother.
Yes.
He's eating one. He doesn't give one to the doctor or to the professor.
I'm gonna slip him one of my drink tokens for the pearl.
Pearl, I don't get that way too much, but
He just sort of nods.
You don't look like you need a haircut, though, either.
Don't mind him.
it's definitely the pain medication talking.
Yes, definitely that.
Travel well. Look after your bits.
Yes.
I'll miss you, Mr. Biggs. He loves me. I turned everybody.
You got your strange pouch, wizard.
I don't know. I think so. I'm not supposed to touch it for 48 hours, though.
Then keep your hands off of it. He sort of moves your hand as you were like scratching at the bandage.
Ooh. Whose hands are those?
Sometimes he is not smart for a smart man, he says in halfling to Luudo.
And sometimes you're tall for a halfling.
High old man time. Yeah, okay, so the old man is effectively sick. We'll give him a green aura as you're heading back towards home. On your return home, like you guys are like really late in the day or early in the morning, the street is near empty. Zephyros is home. I'm assuming you stay in your house with your master, right?
Yeah.
And Fareosae is right across the road. You haven't seen the big-haired apothecary come back yet, although you've been really suspicious as to what has transpired. The group, along with Henry, a very hungover Luudo, and a tired Manny, are
babysitting us.
Yeah, are heading back when you see a trio of, well, we'll just call them assholes. A trio of assholes that look like they're hanging out in front of or like sneaking up on the residence where the professor and Fareosae live.
Are we close to him? Does the high old man see them?
Yes.
Assholes! What are you doing in front of my house?
Easy, okay, here we go.
Okay. The three assholes that look like they had just finished approaching Fareosae's house, and you recognize that they don't live here, is a human. He is dressed in leathers. He is carrying a brandished sword. There is a Nezumi, which is a rat man, who seemed to be trying to pick the lock to the front of the apartment building. And there is a Gif that is wearing studded leather and has a studded club in his hands, two-handed. And it's at this point in time that that Henry says, "Hey, assholes!" You notice a little blue light kind of flicker for a moment near the like outside the window above where Fareosae lives.
A shooting star!
And Pixel is saying, "There's some assholes outside." So I'm going to expose a little bit of the darkness beside this area, and sort of we've got Pixel, who is there, and Fareosae.
I'll cast heightened awareness on myself and take out an instrument.
Yeah, you guys close the gap. Manny rushes across the street. Maybe these people don't know that this is your front yard. Mm-hmm. And maybe an example is going to be made, because he runs over to the door and just pounds on the door where Zephyros is across the street, in the House of Iron. Yeah. Zephyros, you were up. You were sitting at your master's bedside, kind of just like waiting for him to wake up, and you heard someone pound at the door. You open up the door. Manny's there, and he just points. At this point in time, they realize that they've been caught. They've all got their weapons out. They see a drunk professor and a halfling. Initiative.
Okay.
I think they intend to fight us, Luudo. What should we do?
Time to get stabbing.
Initiative?
Yep. Yeah.
Nice. Heightened awareness is up, so I get a +4 initiative.
So this is the street between your two buildings. You guys are up in the balcony. These guys have drawn their weapons. The little Nezumi thug is trying to hide behind some crates that are outside the door to the apartment. Luudo and Professor kind of back a little bit, and Manny's across the street. Oh, we're forgetting Mokranam. Where's Mokranam?
Fuck, I need him.
Probably with Zephyros.
Yeah.
He's probably still on me, yeah.
Because Zephyros is really the only one who can easily carry him.
Yeah, we'll say that Mokranam is either sleeping or he's been exploring your house by turning into containers.
Yeah.
And
So many good containers.
so many good containers. It's like, hey, where'd that vase come from? And another vase is turns into Mokranam. So we'll just say he's not there for simplicity. And
Gonna clear the rest?
Yes, go ahead and clear the rest.
Right.
I'm gonna get rid of Gaedran,
Yep, he's dead.
Sounds good to me.
and we'll put Nezumi. We'll call it a rogue. We're gonna put the GIF brute, and then the human thug. Since the whole gang is here, let's see what we can find. A human ghost rogue? No, that would kill all of you.
Sounds unfair.
Ghost rogue!
Ghost rogue.
Oh my god, who are we gonna call?
Only.
Rogue busters or something.
Yeah, busters. I think that's it, dude.
There's something bad in our neighborhood.
Something weird.
It don't look good.
Who are you gonna call?
Rogue Busters.
No, that's not the name of your party.
Jerks Emeritus. At your service.
Jerks Emeritus.
Hey, assholes.
Alright, let's just see, I got the +2, +2, +4.
See you, Mark.
Night, Mark.
Go to bed. I assume it's very late there.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
6, 5, and 11.
Is that what time it is where Mark lives?
Alright, Luudo, did you roll a niche?
Yeah, I got a 10.
Just on the roll?
No, on the roll I got a 4.
Okay, you have a +6 now on initiative. Manny,
Manny got a 13, 12 on the die.
12 on the die. Okay.
Do we want to remove tech?
No, just leave him there. I'm sure you're gonna go and buy him.
Yeah. Buy him.
Well, buy his contract.
No, I'm kidding.
He's our slave.
You could purchase his services for a long time. I'm sure there's an arrangement you can come to. Fareosae, you're the first to react. You need a perception check if you're going to go out on the balcony to see the Nezumi thug below, because he is hiding.
Okay, I will go out onto the balcony.
Okay. The DC of the hide check, or the perception check is 24.
It's gonna be a tough one, but let's see if we can make it. +12. 27.
Okay, you see a shadowy form hiding behind the boxes.
I'll cast Touch of Idiocy
Okay.
for Pixel.
Pixel comes down and absorbs the touch of idiocy, and then flies out to deliver it.
Yeah, just hides. I'll point at the rogue.
Okay.
The rogue is the one that's going to get the touch.
Okay, give me a stealth check for Pixel as she's flying down off the balcony.
She'll deliver it next round.
Is she sneaking up on him though?
Yes.
Okay, so give me the stealth.
Yeah, absolutely. Stealth for Pixel. I should have this one on the quick rep.
Sounds
28.
fun.
Jesus, 29.
Okay, he rolled a 1 as well. Got a 12. Okay.
Okay.
He's got other things to be concerned about. You don't like how he's sizing up Luudo and Henry.
Yeah.
Like he's studying them.
Ah.
Be a shame if he was just an idiot all of a sudden.
He has a hand crossbow in his hands, and there's a weird little glint from the bolt as well. And you notice him just sort of like taking really close aim at either the professor or Luudo. Those words should scare.
I'll go ahead and start blowing on my pipes.
Okay.
Just playing the pipes in general here.
Sounds like the fairy's awake, says the gift thug.
Oh, that's not good.
Zephyros.
Okay, so Zephyros can only see the local thug and the gift thug, right?
Unless you make with your distance, a DC 28 perception check.
I would have to hit a nat 20.
Okay,
So I might as well just go on d20 and see if it's a nat 20.
sure.
Wow, that's darn close.
Yeah.
That's darn close.
Yeah, there's just two of them, and you can see them kind of looking up at the balcony where you can hear Fareosae's pipes.
Okay. So Zephyros, the gift thug that Zephyros sees reminds him of the thug that he saw inside Sai's bar when we were there the first time. So it might even be the same guy, I'm not sure.
It might be just the same token. We'll say it's a different GIF.
Okay.
I only have
so-
like 3 or 4 GIF tokens.
It is.
Sure, but Zephyros doesn't know this. He just notices that he's seen a gift before.
Yep,
He is armed with, it is called a tetsubo. It is a
two-handed studded club.
Okay. So as a result, Zephyros targets the other thug because he hasn't seen him and he thinks that might be the leader or that might be somebody more important.
Sure.
And he puts a fireball smack in the center of him.
Okay, you can get the road that will get the gift thug and the local tough without setting boxes and like the building on fire.
Happy to do
It
that.
does mean you're going to miss the Nizumi who's hiding.
I do not see the Nizumi,
Yeah.
so it does not
Okay,
matter.
so a great orange ball of flame erupts between the two buildings. You may have killed a rat on the road, as well as hit the GIF and the local tough, who are now both screaming at this monstrous fireball.
No! Hello, Zephyros!
The professor's like,
Lovely evening!
his robes are all pulled back, revealing this bandage over his belly. So roll damage. This is going to be a lot of damage because you add. I think your evoker level to this.
We're finally getting into these good.
It gets 5d6 plus 2.
Okay.
Right?
Finally.
Well, 5d6 is for the fireball, and then I add plus 2 damage for my evocation.
Oh, it's the spell level?
It's half his
Half
wizard level. I
Yeah,
believe.
okay. Cool, cool,
So that's 20 damage.
Okay, and what is the DC of the save
It's
for
a
this?
solid whap.
Yeah.
DC is 15 plus spell level plus 2 for evocation.
So 17 plus spell level is a DC 20 reflex save?
This is a 3rd level spell, it's a fireball, so it's
Yep.
18 plus 2. Yeah, 21.
20.
20.
20, sorry.
18 plus 2.
Okay,
This
so
is Luudo math.
so the
No,
the human thug rolls a nat 1, which means that something on him is also potentially burning, like some of his equipment. And the GIF with the... Oh god, really? With the Tetsubo, rolls a nat 20.
Whoa.
He kind of hits the dirt really quickly, so he only takes 10, but the guy beside him takes the full 20, and his cloak is damaged, and it should have been destroyed. You're pretty sure that his cloak may have been magical.
okay.
But he's screaming. He is not bloodied. Hurt him,
Okay.
but he's not bloodied.
Okay.
And that brings us to the human thug.
Fire guy.
Fucking wizard! Hey! Fuck you! That's what he yells. He sees you and Manny and goes, we gotta stop the wizard! And he's gonna charge the wizard. Manny hasn't gone yet, so there's no AOO. He's gonna try to two-hand his sword into the wizard.
Subtlety is a lost art.
Mind your own business, wizard! We're here for fairy wings!
Fairy wings.
Okay, +6, +2 for the charge. AC 26.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, he should have power attacked. He does 7 damage as he swings the sword into you. Nicks you a little bit.
Okay.
Wrong move, asshole, says Manny. Manny? What's a Manny to do?
That guy that just did that, he's
Yeah.
gonna nail him in the face, melee style.
Okay.
Which would be 20.
13 plus 14 with Fareosae's music.
Fareosae is not actually running Bard Song.
Oh, okay.
So -1.
Plus 13.
So
Still take a
28.
standard action.
28. His magical staff isn't quite ready yet, so 2d6 plus 10. Oh.
This guy's getting.
Okay, now he's bloodied. as Manny basically smacks him in the head with with his staff, he goes stumbling back from Manny. The Nezumi rogue, for the second round, continues to study either Luudo or Henry, and does nothing else.
We obviously can't see him, right? He's stealth.
Luudo, well, you give me a perception check.
I would love it.
The DC for you, you're 20 feet away, is DC 26.
27.
Okay, you see where he's hiding behind some boxes. And you can see he's
behind those boxes.
aiming a little hand crossbow at
And he's aiming at us! Oh god! Is it too soon to use my cloak that I bought?
what is the
Cloak
cloak?
of Fiery Vanish. Once per day when subject... Oh,
You have to get hit
never
by
mind.
it.
I have to be hit by it. Sorry. Okay. Woo! I'm going to stealth. Is there anything around me that would provide this sort of cover? It looks
Yeah, you could
pretty-
stealth up behind the boxes that he's hiding behind.
Okay.
So you're gonna stealth to him.
Rogue battle.
Okay.
My stealth is super...
Are you stealthing right up to him and then attacking, or are you just stealthing
I'm just
behind him?
stealthing
Okay.
up to
Okay.
two of the boxes.
Okay.
Which is... Holy crap. 26. What the...
Alright, let's see if he sees you. He doesn't, he rolls a 1. Apparently he can't roll higher than 1 for his, no, he's just really,
It's flipping a one-sided coin.
he was not aiming at Luudo. He's aiming at the professor.
Of course. Can I see all these boxes?
So you've done a move to there. You can kind of, like, you could pop up and fire something at him.
I've never done a poison dart before, and I'd love to do a poison dart.
Okay, so as part of your move, you pulled out a poison dart, and then you're going to whip it at him.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna yell, poison dart!
Alright, this seems to surprise him a little bit. He didn't see you, so
He won't be as surprised about the poison though. So
right. Let me just check something.
I've never darted anymore.
He does have uncanny dodge, and he's a higher level rogue than you, so he doesn't lose his AC. He does have cover because he's behind the boxes. You
Okay.
do have point blank shot now.
Yes.
And I think you can use a dart, so I think it's just your ranged plus point blank shot to hit him.
1d20 plus 6 plus my point blank. Is point blank plus 1?
Yep.
Okay. 25.
His AC with cover was 21, so poison dart! It's stuck out of his neck. Okay, a dart normally does, I think, D4. When it's small, it does D3, so you're doing D3 damage.
Max damage.
He didn't see you, but he's got uncanny dodge, so you don't apply your sneak attack. So he takes the 3 damage, and then has to make a fortitude save, DC 14.
Come on, be poisoned.
He's got a fort of +2,
Ooh.
because
Rogues, that's not their strong one.
No, it's trash.
he gets a 15.
Wait, what was the DC?
14.
14.
Oh my god.
Okay. He did not like that. Professor?
Ooh, a street rumble! Yeah, splendid! I will swift action use spell recall
Yep.
to recall vanish. I will
Full round, recast.
vanish,
Okay, so you disappear.
and then I will cast silent image.
The other one I prepared, not the
Not
silent.
silent image, just the regular one. And then take a 5-foot step.
Step off to the side with my silent image in a 90-foot.
Area. I'm going to make like a shadowy demon that seems to suck the light into its eyes and seems to grow larger without growing larger, maybe peering into your soul if you gaze too long at him.
Okay, so there's some sort of shadowy demon.
Like large.
What's the will save of your spell?
Level 1 spell.
I should be 17.
Okay, I was studying a target, and now there's a big shadowy demon standing there.
It's pretty menacing and really trying to just inspire some terror here. The old man's really letting himself go on the ceiling, or on the street here. For the illusion, is it possible that it attempts to like it could darken areas, right?
Not quite, but we'll just say there's a big ass shadow demon. How big? Large? Huge?
Yeah, pretty big.
Large or huge?
Let's go huge. I'm high.
Okay, so there's a big ass shadow demon. I think everyone needs to make a will save.
Can I
You
spellcraft?
could spellcraft first, because if you know that it's an illusion, then you might get a huge bonus to the save.
Does spellcraft become harder if you can't see my somatic components?
So did you do this silently or not?
There will still be verbal components,
Okay.
but I was invisible so you couldn't see my somatic components.
Sure, we can make it a little bit more difficult.
I mean, I probably want...
Does a 28 make it?
Yeah, Fareosae,
Good.
you know that.
Okay, so you want a spellcraft roll.
Yeah, I want a spellcraft roll to see if you guys understand.
30.
Alright, Manny doesn't have spellcraft. Luudo, do you have spellcraft? No? Okay. So now it's a will save. What's the DC of your illusionary will save? Those that made the spellcraft get a
what is
plus
it, 17?
4 to their will save.
It's 17 for the DC?
Because there's always a chance. There's always a chance in a magical world that that wasn't the thing.
Ugh.
18.
Okay, you see it for what it is. It is an illusory thing.
24.
You see it, it's fine. Luudo?
Pixel. Does Pixel need to make a save?
Pixel needs to make a save.
Fair enough.
I missed it by 1.
Missed it by 1,
I was
okay.
16.
Is it possible for me to, like,
Manny.
in
gets
him,
10.
kind of quietly whisper to Manny, like, or Luudo, like,
As a free action, you can speak.
it's
16.
And if you say it's real, he gets a plus 4 to his saving throw.
Yeah, I'll try and whisper
Okay.
something to Luudo over on
So
this.
Henry's like, psst, in this drunken high voice. It's not real, he says in him.
What's the DC?
17?
I'm gonna roll
17.
a 1 in 3 chance the Nezumi can hear Hin. So if I roll a 1, he doesn't know Hin. I'll say a 1 in 10 chance for the GIF. Why would he learn Hin? Nope. And a 1 in 5 chance for the human. Okay, so he hears the professor saying it's not real, but he's got other problems right now. Who failed this?
Pixel failed it by 1.
Pixel? Okay, so she's probably going to want to get away from that thing. I'm just going to give her a little symbol. The Nezumi thug swears when the Henry disappears, because he's no longer concentrating on Henry, which sucks for him. That was a lot of wasted time. And then his will save, he doesn't know this is a thing. What was the DC?
17.
He rolls a total of 18, so he sees through illusion. The gift thug.
The Nezumi thug did?
Yeah, the Nezumi is fine.
Oh, could I could have used another arcane point to increase my DC.
You could.
Is it too late? I always forget.
What's the action for that?
Swift action?
You already used your swift. To recall the thing.
That's true. Yeah, never mind.
The gift thug doesn't want any part of the demon. And then the guy who heard that it's fake is got a +2, +6. He heard you say it's not real, but he doesn't believe you. Your trippy shadow demon. You're like, it's real. What the fuck? We gotta get out of here. The gift brute. The door isn't open yet. He's backing away down the road.
This is too much. We're all getting paid enough for this.
He's just backing away. He's full defensing and backing away. Fareosae?
Run away!
First, Pixel is going to touch the Nezumi thug.
Yep.
And then fly up.
Okay, then straight up away from out of reach of the...
towards the balcony.
Okay. This thing's touch AC is not lowered by its uncanny dodge. So it loses its armor. So it's got a an AC of 14.
Oh, this is going to be good. Pixel has a +14 attack bonus.
So Pixel, even though she's so small that she doesn't take up a space, normally she shouldn't be able to do this without going into their space.
Yeah.
But her last feat was evolved familiar.
In there. Yeah.
No, her last feat at 5th level was evolved familiar range, a 5-foot touch with touch spells. So she carries the spell kind of out in front of her and just sort of like lets it go.
Boom,
28 is probably going to be a hit.
28 is a hit.
1d6 damage to all of the mentals.
Okay.
No saving throw. 1. It's not nothing.
Do you roll for each one, or do you roll for all of them? Let's have a look.
Oh, that's a reasonable question. Applies a 1d6 penalty to the target's wisdom and charisma scores.
It feels like you roll once for all.
That feels like you roll once, yeah.
And it's a penalty. Okay.
Yep.
So
for 30 minutes.
That's one int, whiz, and Shaw.
And then Fareosae looks down and casts Haunting Mists.
Nice. Okay. This is Fareosae casting a mist spell. And who are you sticking inside the mist?
I'm sticking...
Oh, it comes off of you, doesn't it? Is it centered on you?
It's got a 20-foot range.
And it's 20 feet out, so I think that means it's centered on you. Give me a second. Let me look at Obscuring Mist.
Haunting Mist. Range 20 feet, but it should be very similar to Obscuring Mist.
Yeah, I'm going to read. So, range 20 feet, effect 20-foot radius from you, 20 feet high. And then Haunting Mist.
It's the same thing. Range 20 feet, cloud spreads 20-foot radius.
Okay, so you're about 15 feet up, so you could probably do that. and get
might hop over and fly down 5
Oh
feet
yeah,
and cast it.
that's much better.
Yeah.
So there's a big amount of mist that envelops.
We should be able to get both of. Well, let's see. Yeah, we should be able to get that guy. Yeah, that seems fine.
If you fly down to here, you can get both of them.
Oh right, because